So I was curious, first of all, had you heard about this?
Brother, I have heard about it. As Elon Musk made a dream with NASA.
Before now, I've heard about, I keep hearing it here and there, but
Yes, of course. I've been keeping up with it very well. It's very, very exciting. I think the name is creative, like the whole Artemis mission.
Yes, I did. My brother actually works for NASA. So,
but first of all, we have to spend some money. If not, we are spending billion of dollars, then million of dollars to create an environment in the whole world that there is no one poor, no one sleeps hungry, everyone has a standard of living, education, and a class, and a house.
I mean, we surely would have had the technology to be actively sending people to Mars by now. And the only thing that's really caused us to be now actively going to Mars is the rise of commercial spaceflight. Without the commercial spaceflight like SpaceX and Blue Origin and ULA, we would still be pretty much moving nowhere. It's
the aim of sending people to the moon. Is it for research purposes or is it to experiment if actually human can actually go to the moon? Is there a chance of survival on the moon? Or could it just be for maybe the wrong reasons?
So I think the concept of environmentally friendly things like solar panels or technology we have, or even the medical advancements that are happening. There's been a lot of research in the ISS, scientific experiments that are being conducted on different cancer cells, for example. And we're able to learn about these cancer cells because of how they behave in microgravity. We're taking gravity out of the equation. And that helps us understand how to create better treatments here on Earth for cancer and how it behaves inside of our body.
Because I didn't know about it.
So what do you think now that you do know?
Well, I think it's pretty neat. Yeah, I think it's great for us, as quote unquote normal people in society to get that experience.
if you look back in history, most innovation is done either after wars or during wars, out of the need of defending and all of that and going to war, or in exploration. And I think out of the two choices, I think that's the better choice than going to war to create innovation.
Spending a long time in space, 3 months or more, there is a form of anemia that kicks in, which is called a space anemia. I mean, the red blood cells do not really enjoy it much being in space, and the destruction of red cells is more frequent in space than on Earth, and therefore that results in a form of anemia.
I think that there are not that things, there are not that stuff which can help us to live there. But why we are so curious to go on a moon? There's just one reason. Because on a moon, there's that minerals which can help us to improve our technology, our developments 100 times more with that which we have now.
They had a few tests where they had small groups of people, which they put into like Mars habitat style confinement for periods of time to see how it would work, and simulated what it would be like to be on Mars as best as possible. And unfortunately, because now being on the surface of the Earth had some part to do with this, but the humans got pretty quickly, they got tired of being in there and then started quarreling and then there was trouble. And
just like you said, some of these debris from the moon hit the Earth, some on the land in the ocean, some on the Earth's surface, then having vegetations all over the place and all that. And also with humans suffering from various ailments year in, year out.
Space gives us an opportunity to learn more about the human body. Right now, we've been doing research for centuries on the human body here on Earth. However, in different environments, seeing how bodies react, I think would be interesting to see if we can learn more about relationships between genes. Like I told you, I was doing an internship at NASA, and I was comparing Drosophila, which is a fruit fly, the heart genes in space flight compared to ground control. And I was comparing the relationship between certain genes of how they behaved in space versus on the ground. And
I think I would probably have to do skydiving first before I went that high. But I don't think it's something that I would want to do, but I think it's a great opportunity for those that do want to do it.
All these people that, like we were talking about, people that complain, that's a lot of money to dump into something that's not solving any problems right now. You can look at that in so many ways. You could look at that with art, with poetry, with literature, with watching television every night, sit there for, how are you solving anything by watching movies every night, right? I mean, there's so many things you can say that about.
And in fact, they play critical roles for a healthy immune system of the body, and to ensure that food gets digested properly, to prevent illnesses. So they're hugely important. These microbiomes tend to vary, of course, with the effects of space.
I know.
Well, if you think of something, let me know.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Betty. I really appreciate it.
Well, you're so welcome. Thank you.